Hey scrappers, it's Vanessa here with another scrapbook process video, and today I have a video for Confessions of a Paper Addict, and I am going to be using this Christmas countdown cut file. I will have it linked below in the description box, so you can always go check it out in the store. It's a great one. My layout today is all about a countdown, and so this was sort of the perfect cut file, which you'll see a little bit more as we go along. Now, originally I had created this layout and actually had put it together in a real-time video. However, the sound quality was really poor on the recording, and so I ended up having to speed it up, and so now I'm doing a voiceover. So if my hands are moving a bit oddly or quickly, I do apologize because this was originally me talking through this layout. So I just went through and showed you all the bits and pieces I pulled from my How to Kill a Kit with Style for the month of May, and it is based on Maggie Holmes. I have some Marigold and some of the Garden Party, her new collection. So I have some 6x8 papers. I have the project pad, which is where this blue cardstock came from, and then I'm also going to use a piece of basil marshmallow cardstock there that I just pulled out, and that's what my background is actually going to be on, is that white cardstock. So basically what I'm showing here is I'm going to frame the entire layout with the blue, but my white cardstock, we are going to add a little bit of mixed media, and this is really just easy mixed media, nothing too complicated here. Probably my favorite way to do a mixed media background actually is what I'm going to use here. And what I'm showing is I have the negative of the cut file there down on my white cardstock, and I decided to use that sort of to keep my inking or the mixed media that I'm going to use sort of in, or where, kind of underneath where my cut file is going to be placed on top. So I used that sort of as a stencil, but the negative. So I'm going to take these four different, I think 3 or 4 different Distress Oxide colors, and I do apologize, I don't show them on camera, or at least I don't show their names, but I think one of them was Tumbled Glass, Evergreen Bough, and Faded Jean, I want to say. I think. If you want to know which ones I used, for sure, leave me a comment down below. I'll be sure to look up exactly the colors, but I'm pretty sure those were the 3. And so I'm going to go ahead and just put some color down. I have an ink blending brush, and I'm just randomly laying the colors down. And so I am going to get a little bit of a harsh line around some of the numbers, and so you will see how I go about sort of softening that a little bit. But I did, like I said, this was a real-time process, so most of this I have left in, and there's really no rhyme or reason to how I'm coloring this background. I'm really just taking each of the colors and just randomly adding some of this distress ink to this background, and I have to say the finished product is beautiful. I absolutely love how it turned out, and I have to say probably my favorite mixed media product to use is the Distress Oxide ink. Just, it's so easy to blend colors with the Distress Oxide ink, and then of course when you add just a little bit of water, it does that oxidation, that reaction with that water is just makes some really fun backgrounds. And so here you see I have completed all of that distress inking to my background. I faded it out around the edges so that I didn't have a ton of harsh lines. You're not going to see that anyway because I'm going to put the cut file over top. But I did, after I finished with the ink, add a little bit of water to get that Distress Oxide to activate. And then I did add just a few splatters in, I believe it was Speckled Egg Distress Oxide. And so I just have a little splatter of that in the background as well. And I have to say, I absolutely adore this background. It is so pretty in person, especially. It is beautiful. And so there you see I've brought the cut file back in, and I've now laid it down on top of the background. And you can see that you don't really get any of those harsh lines. You just get this beautiful color in a whole bunch of different shades of blue in the background. And now I have brought in my 4 photos that are going to go on this layout, and they've all been matted with one of those pattern papers that I showed at the beginning. And the 4 photos that I have for this is a progression of our pool being built. So right now we are in the process of building a pool in our backyard. And so I have sort of one of the early stages photos, then sort of the middle pieces, and then the concrete is in, and that's kind of where we are at right now. So this is sort of we're calling this layout the countdown is on, basically, because this cut file was perfect to sort of document the countdown as we all kind of wait in our house for our pool to be built, and so we can enjoy it for the summer. And well, we live in Florida, so we get to enjoy it really all year round, so that's the one nice thing for sure. Now you can see that while I was talking and laying down my photos, I did pull in those embellishments that I pulled, mostly the florals. I end up using mostly just the florals on this page. I do have a few other little ephemera pieces that I put in each cluster, but I just put my florals around the photo. I don't really have a visual triangle on this layout. I really just have my photos being the center, in the center of the page, and then the florals going around the pictures, and it really kind of just draws your eye into the pictures and keeps them in focus. Now I do go ahead and off camera I did glue everything down, and I went ahead and added my title, which I said is the countdown is on. I had 2 of these butterflies from a Maggie Holmes collection, and I've gone ahead and added those in, and then just going to add a few finishing touches with some of the puffy stickers from the Garden Party collection, some of the clear stickers. I kind of just went through and pulled one from each of those, so I have 3 different puffy stickers. Kind of those give me kind of a visual triangle where I don't really have my embellishment clusters necessarily in a visual triangle, but the puffy stickers kind of make their own visual triangle, as well as the little clear stickers. Those I put 3 as well. So I do have a bit of a visual triangle, you could say. So here you can see I pretty much have everything in place, and it's at this point that I'm thinking the layout is pretty much done. But if you notice off to the side there, I have some blue sequins. And so I kept looking at the layout, and I could have left it just like this and it would have been beautiful, but I kept looking at it and I felt like it would be really fun if I took these sequins and filled a couple of the numbers in with these sequins. So that is what you see me doing here. And so what I end up doing is I'm kind of showing what I'm thinking on camera, and then what I end up doing is off camera going ahead and filling these numbers. And so you'll see in the final photos the 3 numbers that I end up filling in with the sequins, and I have to say I love how it turned out. So with that said, guys, the still photos are going to be coming up here in just a moment. I will have all the details for the Confessions of a Paper Addict cut file shop in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. And if you have a countdown that your family is counting down to something in your family, I so encourage you to go grab this cut file. It's a great one for any sort of countdown, not just Christmas. So with that, guys, here's the finished layout, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.